Hey, it's your girl Tin, and welcome to Tin Talks Diaries, the podcast. It's a space where stories meet the real fake. This podcast is my safe space and yours too. From quiet thoughts to loud dreams, fake moments to everyday feels. So buckle up, breathe in, and let's dive into today's episode. Hi everyone, I am here with Yumeka. Can you introduce yourself in Japanese?
Yes, in Japanese?
Yeah.
OK、皆さん、こんにちは。伊藤ゆめかです。今日はクリスティンさんと一緒に、Vlog インタビューを受けてみようと思います。よろしくお願いします。
She said I'm pretty. Okay, by the way, what does that mean?
Like today, she will interview to me.
Okay. I'm gonna put there a subtitle of that, like the translation. Okay, so by the way, Yumika is a Japanese student from like Malayan colleges of Mindanao, and came from Japan. What's
Yes.
your address in Japan? Like
Tokyo?
Oh, it's Tokyo.
Yeah, Tokyo.
Alright, so I'm here with my friend. Actually, just a little bit, let's say like a backstory. Before we just met here in this place, like in the gym, and I also like um approached her, and I really convinced that she was a Korean. And it was turned out that she is not a Korean. She is a Japanese.
I'm
Okay,
Japanese.
ladies and gentlemen, it's not annyeonghaseyo. It's what's the hi, hello in Japan?
Konnichiwa.
It's konnichiwa. Okay, so Yumiko was my guest here in my podcast. By the way, it's my first time to post this podcast. But I do mini vlogs.
I chose Philippines.
Thank you for choosing Philippines. Alright, so for today we're gonna talk about the experience of an immigrant student here in the Philippines. That's why I asked my friend Yumika from Japan to share her experience about how being an immigrant student here in the Philippines. And this is related with the globalization since Japan and the Philippines have also like a good good communication, good relationships. So I just want to highlight what are your culture and first impressions, the challenges and the adjustment you take here, and like the academic stories or school life. How was your academics and school life here in the Philippines? And of course, if you already have a personal growth and lessons that you've learned here in our country. So let's start first on the culture and impressions. So, what was your first impression when you arrived here? The first time you
First
arrived here?
impression, right? First impression was when I arrived in Manila. That time I was taking taxi, and when I look at like this side, look like really like rich. There are so many high buildings. It's like Tokyo, same as Tokyo. But on the other hand, when I look at the opposite side, it look like, how do I say, like poor. Like there are no high buildings. So that's differences.
Okay.
I was surprised because there is no like that
Like the first time you arrive here, you look like, oh, there's a big building, and it looks like a rich country. But when you try to go other side, oh, like there's a poor, we call it like a squatter area. Okay, so I also agree that because sometimes like here, especially in Davao City, some people are gonna tell us like we are the rich city, maybe we are rich when it comes to like the resources, like the falls, rivers, like the nature. But
Mm-hmm.
like the money, big buildings. Yes, we have a big buildings. We have like this, but there's some areas that there's a lot of poor family living in that area. Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, thank you. So, how is the like? What was the or was there anything that really surprised you, like the weather, the food, or even the people? Or you already like state a while ago that you're just surprised because there's a poor side of this country. But how about the weather or the food?
Weather. Weather is really hot every day because in Japan we have four seasons: spring, summer, for winter. But here is only two seasons: raining and summer. Summer.
Yeah, it's a wet and dry.
So like before I came here in the Philippines, I know like there is no winter in the Philippines, but I thought at least the like during like January or December, like the temperature will decrease. It's not true. It's always so hot. So I miss Japanese winter.
We just have pollution system.
But I also supplied like Filipinos really like air conditioner. Is it true? Because inside Mapua, is so cold. Like when I look at the temperature of air conditioner, it was only 17. I was like,
That's so
17?
cold.
Are you sure? We are gonna, yeah. I was shocked.
I also agree with that because I also like air condition because it's so hot. That's why they like it.
Yeah, but it's so cold.
But it's so it's funny to think that Filipinos like air condition. Like they are wearing jackets,
Mm-hmm.
really
Yeah,
really good
jacket.
jackets, thick jackets inside the school.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's also funny side here as a Filipino.
Mm-hmm.
They know that it's so hot. It's really hot, like in
Mm-hmm.
heat and everybody. But every like say afternoon, it's a snacks here. Like after like around 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. One of our norms here is like we're going to eat snacks like bread, and then the partner of the bread is not juice. What? It's coffee. They're gonna
Coffee?
drink a hot coffee even if it's so hot. So that's
That's
the funny side as
crazy.
a Filipino. How about the food? Is there any surprise here on the
Food.
food?
Mm,
Because I believe in Japan, correct me if I'm wrong, that
mm,
you really like one, the fresh.
raw fish?
Yeah, the raw fish.
Yeah, true.
Right? You don't
Mm.
need to cook it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, like sushi.
But here in the Philippines, we don't want that.
Uh,
We really want to cook it, or like even grilled it, or
uh-huh,
like fried it,
uh-huh.
or put it in the soap, right? How was
Mm.
that? Like, did it surprise you that oh, bro, that's in Japan we just eat that in a row, like we don't need to cook it, and then here we just need to cook it.
Yeah, like street food. I was surprised because there are in Japan there are no like compared to Philippines there are not so many street food in Japan, but here are really so many street food, right? Like oh, everywhere. They're everywhere, right? So I think it's good thing because you can eat anywhere and like
I mean,
easily.
that's good. I mean, it's like it's an advantage.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I agree with that because we call it the fast food
Mm-hmm.
food that fast food. It's a fast food because some people here don't need. I mean, they don't want to in their home because it's time from the work or from the school. So just eat it on the streets. And after that, they're gonna go to the bed.
Yeah.
And some people are gonna do that, but some also people would love to eat street food because it's it's easy to eat, it's quick to, it's cheap also, and it's fast to it's one of the affordable food that we can eat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good that you also have like an observation. You try to compare Japan and Philippines.
Yeah.
Okay, how about a Filipino culture compared to your your country? Do you think is there any globalization that makes your culture more similar to our culture? Like, is there any similarities to your culture and to our culture?
Similarity. Both country kind to foreigners because in Philippines, Filipinos always help me. Like when I have some difficulties, they always help me or asking me like, "Do you need help?" Like that. And in Japan also, but like some people says maybe Japanese people are not kind to foreigners, but we are just shy and afraid to speak English. But most of Japanese are really help. They help to no foreigners. Like if they are if they have some difficulties.
Okay, so you think that the similarities that we have is we are helpful,
Yeah.
very kind.
Mm.
For me is like one of the things that I can say, which is something similarities on us is I agree with you with the the personality or the character that we had. Because even in the Philippines, even if you're not a foreigner, even you're just a Filipino, if you really need help, we're gonna some people are gonna help you. Unless if you need the money, because girl, it's so hard to earn money. And then you're
Yeah,
gonna ask them, you have to work for it, right? But kidding aside, I really agree with you that when it comes to helping each other, especially like if some old people will try to cross on the street, and then syempre, they are old now, so they're gonna need help. So I can see that some of the Filipinos also helping those elder, like the older people. And I can also see in Japan that if you cross in the pedestrian street, you also like bow.
yeah. Before cross that.
And then it's good to see that I can also see some of the um, Filipinos that they also do that. The same
Really?
thing. Yeah. I have here like my sister in church. It's Ate Openg. You remember Ate Openg? Ate Openg is a fan of like Japanese culture, but because she also has a friend. I'm not sure if that was a friend or anything or like a relative. But she mentioned that she really liked the character that you had in Japan. And I also observed that whenever we go outside, she do that. Like we cross in the pedestrian street and then bow.
Oh.
So that's a good thing that I think the same thing that we had.
Food?
Is there any the same food?
Like rice.
Oh,
Rice.
Japanese also like rice.
Rice.
Because even here in the Philippines, you know what? Whatever country that we're going to go to, we need rice,
Yeah.
and we cannot eat that food even if that's so delicious.
Yeah.
It's without rice. Right?
True. But yeah.
That's fine.